Hello, little friends. Welcome to the Sabbath School for Children's Ministry. This week's lesson is titled Jesus Preaches in Capernaum, with the memory verse, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name." Psalm 104. The message is, when we actively participate in worship, we respond to God's love. Now listen, is there a pastor or teacher whom you particularly appreciate? Why do you like that person? Have you told them how you feel? Imagine that Jesus is your shepherd. The young boy was restless in his seat next to his father. "I'm glad we came early," he said. "I can't believe so many people have come to the synagogue today." "Everyone wants to hear Jesus," replied the father. After healing the nobleman's son, his fame spread quickly. "Maybe he'll heal someone today," the young boy said enthusiastically. "Maybe," repeated the father. "But I have the impression that Jesus doesn't do it to entertain the crowd. There's something different about him." The young boy could see the man who intrigued him so much. Jesus didn't seem different from other people around him. He attended the synagogue every Saturday and participated in worship like everyone else. "Why does Jesus spend so much time here in Capernaum?" the young boy wanted to know. "It must be because a lot of people pass through this place," explained the father. "I think Jesus wants to share his message with as many people as possible. This is a good place to do it." The crowd quieted down as they saw Jesus preparing to speak. No one wanted to miss a single word. It seemed like he was speaking directly to each person. He used everyday life illustrations that everyone could understand. He presented important things about the love of God with an authority that inspired belief. The young boy listened in amazement to what Jesus was saying. He commented to his father that it was very easy for him to understand. The young boy saw others around him listening attentively. Some were smiling. Others nodded to indicate agreement. There were also those who frowned. "Dad," the young boy asked, "who are those men showing displeasure?" "They are members of the Sanhedrin, which is the Jewish tribunal composed of elders, priests, and scribes. Some say they follow Jesus everywhere to gather information about what he does." Jesus began to speak about his kingdom. He said there were people who were prisoners of Satan, and he didn't want anyone to be in that condition. He had come to set them free. Suddenly, a shout echoed through the synagogue. The young boy was frightened. He had never heard anything like it. A man rushed forward with outstretched arms as if he wanted to touch Jesus. But when he approached him, an invisible force stopped him. It was evident that the man was struggling with something unseen. "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God," the demon said through his victim with a terrifying voice. The young boy saw Jesus extending his hands toward the demon-possessed man. His face seemed to show both sadness and anger at the same time. "Be silent and come out of him," Jesus commanded. The demon finally obeyed. The crowd began to murmur. They wondered what kind of man he was. Jesus asked for silence and continued with the worship service. This time, everyone participated in the service. When the meeting ended, the young boy and his father left the synagogue and headed home. Each one thought about how good it was that they were in the synagogue that day, a place where evil couldn't overcome the good. If you want to know more details, look in your Bible for Mark 1:21-28, and you can also find more in the Desire of Ages in chapter 26. Support this content by sharing and subscribing to the channel. May God bless you abundantly. See you next week.